Hello Professor, my name is Shiv Kumar Nayak and in this video I am explaining the code walkthrough of my video of my project called Contract. So this project name is Contract and this application is about creating an web interface for all the clients who need support and services like plumber, gardener, and services like electrician, these kind of services. So in this project I have built uh, it for that to connect these service providers to the clients. Now this project I have built on MERN stack, which means MongoDB, E means Express, R means React, and N means Node.js. So the front end I have written in React and back end I have written in Node.js and Express.js. The database which I am using is MongoDB. So let's start with the front end. So as I have said, I have written the front end using React. So React is an open source library which is developed by Facebook. So in React we start our project with the file called source folder, and in source folder we have the app.js. So this is the main file where we have all the components. Now coming to the component point, component is a kind of an complete block which can which is kind of a module which can be reused for multiple times, and we build everything as a component. Let's suppose there is a button, so that button we can build as a component and then we can import it whenever we want. So this is how we work. So in we have built multiple components and hooks means the simple functions in this and imported in app.js. So as you can see, we have the auth context, the theme context, navbar means the home page, and like apart from that we have another pages also like login page, register page. So all of these are just a type of component. So let's take an example of a simple component from the pages. So let's suppose we are taking a simple component called landing page. So this is the landing page. Here first we have to define all the we have to import all of the stuff which we will use. Let's suppose we are using the React. So as we have written the code in React, so we are using use state and use effect function. So we have to import it, and then we have to write code accordingly. So let's suppose we in landing page we need to show all the services. So our services are like plumbing, electrician, carpentry, painting, cleaning, and other services are also. So this is the working of the front end. And now let's move on to the backend folder. So in backend, as we have said, we have written the backend in Node.js and Express.js. So in Node.js backend, we have two important things. First is models and second is routes. So models means let's suppose first we have a user module. So in user model we will define that all the fields of the user. Let's suppose the name of the user, the email of the user, the password, and role. So user can be a type of client, contractor, or admin, and the phone number, address, something like this. Now our user is of mainly two types. The first one is client. So we have taken the client and we have added some more information like the address of the client, the property type, and the budget. Apart from that we have the notifications and all. So these are the properties and functions of the client. Similarly we will have functions of the contractor also. So like contractor will have other variables like total jobs, completed jobs, is active, created at, and other functions like name of the business, name of the service. So these are called the component models, and each model will have their own functions and variables. apart from models, we have the second main component we have is called routes. So in the routes we define all the working. So let's suppose the first and most important route is auth route. So in this authentication route we will define all the authentication functionalities, like the first functionality is login. So here we will take the data from the front end, and then we will connect it to the back end, and then we will write the code to verify the user is correct or not. Let's suppose the first, if user not found, then like we'll say invalid credential. If user found, then we will compare the password. If password mismatch, then we'll again say invalid credential. So this is the working of the backend. And apart from authentication, we have other routes also, like booking routes, client, and contactor. Apart from client and contactor, we have other routes also. Let's suppose we have the routes for messaging and reviews. So messaging we will have not implemented in this is out of scope for this project. So for now we'll see, this is the reviews. So in the reviews we have defined all the functions we will use. Like the first is the post method. So method is of three types. The first one is the get method, second one is post method. Get method is used to store the data, to take the data from the database, and post method is used to post the data or store the data in the database. So this is all of my working of this project. Thank you for listening.